Alrighty then. So here we are. Having a Mountain Dew. I just crashed my work van today a little bit. So that's why I better practice my driving. I've got my 4 joystick controller. And I'm going to be doing round 2 of an Orbital Race. So here we go. Got to make sure float is on. You can see it blinking there. And that's what makes it a realistic manual thrust physics. So in this game, unless I accelerate or decelerate manually, I'll just continue to float in one direction or another. And what I'm going to do here is, last time I placed in 10th. This is a really hard race map because it's easy for the computer. Some of the other maps I just win automatically because the computer can't seem to win them. But some of the maps they're really good at, and they win really easily. Alright, so now I'm going to be way in 12th place. I got knocked out of bounds. But some of these maps that are more gradual, easier curves, the computer just is really good at, and I can't seem to win. In the asteroid belt, I'm the only one that finishes the race, and all of the computers crash out. So here, in this case, it's a little bit different. It's a really tough competition. Oh. So in this game, Orbital Racer, you might wonder why I'm not looking where I'm going, and instead I'm looking maybe behind me, and that's because the only engine that really gives you significant acceleration on this ship is the rear engine. So although you can go left, right, up, and down, and I am using those controls to affect my vector, the main acceleration that you get is going to be from here, I'll show you my engines while they're firing. Oh, now I definitely lost. Look at my position. I was playing around with the buttons trying to let you guys see the engines firing on my ship by pulling the camera into third-person view. But you can see when I'm firing my thrusters up and down as well as when the rear engine is firing. So, I'm just going to go ahead and skip that one. So in this game, when you skip a gate like that, you get so many misses, and then if you exceed those misses, I don't know what happens if you just get disqualified, but when you have a miss, you don't get actually a time penalty. So you can just miss, and you get a number of misses. So in some of the other maps, I've found that if I just miss, like the first gate, so that I get a better turn, I get a big advantage, because when you get stuck inside of a line of racers, then what happens is they knock you out like they did to me. I got knocked way out. I'm not sure why they don't get knocked out the same way I do, but for whatever reason, they don't get knocked out. They mostly stay their line. But there's a few other weird things about the way that they fly. Like, the ships might not be flying under the same thrust physics that I'm flying on. They might be flying under closer to the action mode game settings, so that their timing is based on the timing that I should have, but I'm not really sure. I really don't know how this game is developed. Oh, that was a really bad turn. I'm just going to skip that one. Anyways, you got to make sure that you have enough time to decelerate and change your acceleration. So the whole thing that's going on in this game is that you point your rear engine to cover the least amount of distance in the shortest amount of time. Okay, I'm going to try to put one more race on there. I got my 4 joystick controller. So this is throttle forward, throttle back, roll left and right, up, down, left, and right. This looks up, down, left, and right. That's my rotation. Then I just hit float. So I'm in position 10 right now. So hopefully I don't get knocked all out of bounds. Oh. So I feel that using my 4-joystick game controller, which is a little bit my own invention, although it's kind of hard to claim it as an invention. I think that, you know, it would just be something that a lot of people decide. But anyways, that I made myself, I feel that this 6-axis realistic manual thrust space game is a lot more playable than if I were to, for example, try to be playing it on keyboard buttons and a mouse. And actually, this game is not popular, and a lot of people are trying to play games like this with a keyboard and mouse, and the gameplay of those games is not, oh, way out. Way out. Oh my goodness. I don't see how I can recover. I think there's no recovering from that one. Alright, I'm only an 8, so actually it's not too bad. I didn't get completely eliminated. Oh, that turn was pretty bad though. That might set me back. It's not over yet. I got 2 laps I can try to catch them. Except, I was trying to look at my image on the camera. You can see my face in the corner. I was looking at that for a second instead of the race. So I guess there's no hope at this point. Now it's all the way over. So just like any other racing, the strategy here is it's really quite a challenge. You want to try to have that blend between getting the most speed and covering the least amount of distance in order to result in the lowest time. And it's actually a lot more about covering less distance than it is about getting high speed. Especially because you have to decelerate. Unlike friction brakes, you have to decelerate the whole amount of time that you accelerate in order to change your velocity, to change your vector, to achieve a new direction of travel. So velocity as a term includes your direction and your speed. So even if you maintained a constant speed all through a curve, you still change your velocity during that curve. So you're to achieve a new vector, and a vector also includes your direction and your speed. So the term vector is a term that describes both your speed and your direction. So what is the difference between velocity and vector? Well, I guess, I don't know. Maybe vector is a noun and velocity is an adjective. Skipping that one. Alright, I'm in position 12. Alright, so I lost. So the race is over. And I lost, for sure. I'm way out. And it's not really because I'm talking. I would love to say that, well, if I wasn't talking, I would have won, but nope. I've tried this one a few times already, and the story remains the same. I'm just having to fly this one more than once to beat it. The first level, not the first place here, but on another menu. Oh, actually, there's another race, but I'm not going to make it to the video, so I'm going to cancel it here.